Hello everyone, this is Amy McCain from Warrior Women Society and Warrior Women Entrepreneurs, and I am filming this quick video tutorial because I want to show you how to set up your domain with Cloudflare. Anytime I'm working on client sites or setting up new websites, I love using Cloudflare as a tool. It is completely free to use. It does have some paid programs, but I only use the free version. And it is super helpful when setting up your site. What Cloudflare actually is I call it like a connector tool. It's what connects your domain name to wherever your website is hosted and gives you that nice professional appearance, like a custom domain. And I know it can seem overwhelming to a lot of people. Why? Because it's all in complete text speak. But through this video, I know I'm going to show you some basic ways to set up your account in Cloudflare and also get it set up to a Shopify store and or Clickfunnels. And so I'm going to show you, demo it live right now. I'm going to show you a couple of settings that I have, but I really highly recommend using it. Again, it's a free tool. It makes your website a little bit faster. It gives you that professional custom domain, so you're not saying something my Shopify, or you're not saying something Clickfunnels, which I'll be honest, as a consumer, every time I see that, I think, oh, this is not a professional. That's the first thing that comes to mind, because a professional knows the power of their domain. They know how important their domain is for marketing. So this is going to show you how to set this up, and you do not need to be a tech whiz at all in doing it. And so for this video, as I said, I'm going to show you how to set something up in Shopify as well as Clickfunnels. Those are the two tools that I use the most in my business, and I find that most of my clients use. And if you are using a WordPress website, it's going to look slightly different, but this is going to give you a really great overview to what Cloudflare has to offer. So there's two different ways that you can set up your funnels and your Shopify site, and I'm going to show you examples of them both. So these are actual screenshots from my Cloudflare account, and I have blurred out some things that you see here. But the first way that you can set this up is that you could have your main domain, so your actual .com or your .net, whatever your domain is, and have that going to your funnels. So if you want to send someone to your funnels, you want to send them to your website, that's going to go, you're just going to click your main domain. And then you would have your Shopify site, as a subdomain. And so in this setup that you see here, you can see that I have the main domain going over to where my website is, but I have the shop going over to a subdomain, which would be shop.mydomain. And that'll take them right to Shopify. So that is if you really want to feature your website and your funnels, and that your shop is just something else that you offer. The other option you have, and let me just reopen up this. There you go. Is that you would have your main domain going to Shopify, and that your funnels are on the subdomains. So in this example, you can see this was a store that I had set up, millennialunicorns.com. It is going over to Shopify. So if someone typed in millennialunicorns.com, they'd go directly to Shopify. But over here are different funnels that we had going. And so if they typed in contest.millennialunicorns, they'd go to Clickfunnels. Or hipster. Again, to Clickfunnels. So the first thing that you need to do is decide how you want to set up your domain. What's the main website that you're promoting? Are you promoting your website and your funnels in Shopify? It's just something else that you offer? Or are you promoting your Shopify site and you just happen to have funnels and other things, sending them there? Now, for this example that I'm going to set up, the person wants to have their main website going to Shopify, and they want to have their funnels as a subdomain. So what we need to do is first add the domain to Cloudflare. So up here it says go to add a site, and we're going to type in the domain that they're going to add, which in this case click add site. Now Cloudflare is going to go scan the site, and it's going to as it's telling you right here. Click next. I want it free. And I'm going to continue. And it's just saying, hey, to we're going to need you to change your name server. So I'm going to just copy this right now. And I apologize, this is a slightly different setup than what I'm used to, but that's fine. So when it says change your name servers, this is where you actually purchased your domain. Most cases, that's going to be GoDaddy. I use Namecheap a lot, but it's wherever your domain registrar is, whatever company is holding your domain, you are going to go and change your name servers. So right now it says this is what is here, but we want it to say this. So instead of having this default information, I'm going to copy this. Now I'm already logged into GoDaddy, which is where this particular one is set up. So I'm going to go to the domain, DNS. And you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff that looks kind of freaky. Scroll down to where it says name servers. This is what we're looking to change. And we're going to change them. So instead of default, we want custom. I'm going to paste in this first one, go back, copy, paste in a second. You will see why I usually have a lot of tabs open. I'm going to save this. There you go. Usually it will take, it can sometimes be updated in a few minutes, sometimes it can take an hour. But it's going to update the name servers over here. I just know that it's done, so I can actually close out of this. And I'm going to click continue over here in Cloudflare. And I'm not going to recheck the name servers just yet because it does take a little bit of time to reset. But what I am going to do is go over to my next step, which is underneath DNS. And when you scroll down, you're going to see a whole bunch of stuff here. And the first thing I want you to understand is you do not need to understand what all this means. I have been working with this tool and some other kind of IT-ish things for a few years before I actually started understanding it. But the big thing is that since there's no other website that is live right now, I'm actually going to delete these A records. And you don't have to delete them. You can actually turn them off by clicking the cloud over here. When it goes gray, it means it's turned off. I just like things organized. And then I'm actually just even going to delete these two CNAMEs. Because what I want, since this site is going to go to Shopify directly, Shopify has two requirements. First, it needs an A record that's going to go and point to their IP address. So how to add a new A record in Cloudflare, you see the word A. And so you're going to just make this the main domain, so put the @ sign. And over here is where you're going to put the IP address. Now, Shopify will tell you what this is, but I am just going to go pull this up because I've already typed it out once, so it's going to be easier. So this is the A record I want, which is the IP I want, 23.227.38.32. And I'm going to add the record. Now the next thing that Shopify wants is a CNAME record. And a CNAME record is kind of like where the subdomain goes. So the A record says this is where you want the domain to point, the IP address, this is the IP address for Shopify. But a CNAME record is that something dot your domain name. So even the www, that is a CNAME record. So they say we want that www to point to shops.myshopify.com. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a new CNAME record, www, and it's going to go to, I forgot what it goes to, hold on a second, shops.myshopify.com. shops.myshopify.com. And add it. There you go. This is all I need on Cloudflare's side to have my domain point to Shopify. Now, what I am also going to do, though, is because I know this particular client wants to have funnels and use Clickfunnels to promote their store. So I'm going to put in one subdomain right now, and if they ever want to create another subdomain, this is something that they can very easily do. So anytime you want to have that, like that something dot your domain name, you're going to create a new CNAME record. And that new CNAME record is going to point to target.clickfunnels.com. So in this case, we're just going to have promo at target.clickfunnels.com and add the record. Now, if she ever wants to add another one, all she would need to do is log into Cloudflare, go to DNS, make sure you have it on CNAME, type in the name you want up front, and have target.clickfunnels.com and click a record. So we're just about done here in Cloudflare. Before I go over and show you everything on Shopify side, let me explain a couple other things. So in this screenshot, and it doesn't show it unfortunately, you're going to see a bunch of other stuff underneath there. Anytime you see the words MX, that has to do with your email. And so if you want a custom email address, it has a lot to do with the MX records, and you will want to follow the instructions that are based with whoever your email provider is. But another reason why I really like Clickfunnels is, I'm sorry, not Clickfunnels, why I really like Cloudflare is that a lot of times you need to, what they'll say, call it verify your domain. So basically prove that you own the domain so that you can use certain tools. Like, for example, if you want to use Google Analytics and track your traffic, you need to verify your domain. If you want to, maybe have your website listed with Pinterest and have it be an official website there, you need to verify your domain. When you use Cloudflare, it's very easy to do that because a lot of times they'll say to verify your domain, you just need to add a text record. Well, that's something you can do just by going to this drop-down, clicking text, and then entering in the information they want, click add record, and you can verify your domain literally within seconds. So I'm not going to do that right now. I might actually come back and do that later to this account. But I did just want to show you this is how you would set up your website to go directly to Shopify, and we now have a subdomain going for ClickFunnels. I am going to go to Overview. I'm going to click Check Name Servers. There you go. It's green. I know it's live. Now the last step of this is to add your domain to Shopify. Okay, and so now we just need to add the custom domain over into the Shopify site. So you can log into your Shopify by going to the current URL, so the something.myshopify.com/admin, and that'll take you to the login page where you'll log in. And the next thing you're going to do is go down to, go down to where it says Online Store, click that, and you'll see a whole bunch of options drop down underneath it. We're going to go over to Domains, and then we're going to connect an existing domain, and then we're just going to type in the full domain, because in this case we're just sending the full website, like the .com, directly to Shopify. I'm going to just paste that in, and I'm going to click Next. It's going to take just a few seconds for Shopify to check. It says, all right, well, we just need to verify. So if I have everything set up correctly, I'm just going to click Verify. It says, yep. Let me try to verify the collection. And so far, saying, hey, we don't have what we're needed here. We need the CNAME to go to myshopify.com. So we're good to, and then this is the IP address that we need it to have. So I'm going to just double check, make sure everything is set up correctly in Cloudflare. And let's see. So required IP address, we have it in place. And required CNAME, the www, we have it in place. All right, so one thing I will do is I'm actually just going to go up here to where it says caching, and I'm going to purge everything. And that'll help speed up the process. Because what this is saying is when it says connect your existing domain, if you get this kind of warning and you know that you've set it up right, which we've set it up right, it just means that it hasn't been updated on the name server side. And so it really is just a matter of time. And I'm actually going to click verify again. And there we go. We can see that our domain is successfully connected, but it also says it can take up to 24 hours for it to change or propagate. Basically, that just means for everything to be updated, and that's pretty accurate. It's I should say it's not pretty accurate. Please forgive me. It can take up to 24 hours. Usually I'll see something within about 10 minutes. So Shopify, I have noticed, takes a little bit longer to update than normally when I'm working with Cloudflare. But we're just going to test this I'm just going to copy the full domain name. Paste it in here. And there you go. We now see the domain name goes directly to the Shopify site. Now, and you can start to see the products. It's great. You can start promoting your website as is. Now, remember, we also set up a subdomain for Clickfunnels right over here where it says CNAME promo. And so I'm also going to show you how to set that up in Clickfunnels. So I'm going to log into Clickfunnels. And once we log into Clickfunnels, we're going to go underneath account, so where it says domains. And Clickfunnels has really simplified this process. It works much better than it used to. But we're going to go up to this green button, add a new domain. And we have already manually installed it, and just call me old-fashioned. I have just found this works better. So add your own domain. And remember, it's not a www though. This is a subdomain. And I'm going to click add domain. It says, have you done this step? Have you already gone over Cloudflare? Yes, we have. So I've done this step. And then great, it's all connected. Now, if you already have a funnel that you just want to associate the domain with, you can choose right here which funnel it is. But otherwise, underneath your funnel, you can select what custom domain you want to use underneath the settings tab. But there you go. Now you've seen how we have set up your website with Shopify in Cloudflare, as well as your Clickfunnels funnel there. And if you ever wanted to add like a WordPress blog or anything like that, you can also do that as well and set it up through Cloudflare in a subdomain. And then if you ever want to go back and add in additional subdomains, maybe for different funnels or something like that, you can do that by just going over to Cloudflare, logging in, going to DNS, and choose CNAME, typing in the name of your subdomain, and then have it be target.clickfunnels.com. So I know we covered a lot of information in this video. Hopefully you'll find it helpful. But if you're looking for additional tech tutorials or how to get your website, your blog set up, your funnel set up, and not just how to get them set up, but then how to make money with them, I want to encourage you to head over to warriorwomensociety.com/WWE, and you can find out where you can get more trainings just like this. I'll see you there.